Sorry. 3 times a charm. I was actually thinking, I was talking about the speeding tickets, and I was thinking about this time that I went to, there is a club in Brooklyn. There was a club in Brooklyn. I don't know if it's still there. There was a club in Brooklyn called the Bay Club, and I was coming home with my girlfriends from the Bay Club, and we were at a light, and I saw the cop car. I might have went through the red light because it was dead. In those days, especially if you're from New York City. You can make a right on red in New York State. But in New York City, sometimes when there was nobody around, people went through the red light. It was dead, but I saw the cop sitting. So here I am, right? I'm going to just show you. I'm going this way. The cop car is this way across the street. I see him before he sees me, okay? And it's me and 2 of my girlfriends, maybe 3. And so he pulls me over. Hi, girls, where are you coming from? Oh, shoot, somebody's calling me. No, I'm not answering it because you know who it is? It's the physical therapist. And they're calling me about the appointment that I canceled on Saturday. And I called 3 answering machines to cancel the appointment. 3 answering machines. And my therapist called me from Miami to tell me that he wouldn't be able to make it and he was going to try to hook me up with someone else. So he knows I canceled it. In any case, so this guy, I'm going to put the phone like this so you can't see all the flyaway hair over here. It drives me crazy. Where you guys coming from? Bay Club. I have no patience for people, and I have no patience when somebody has a hidden agenda. And he was not pulling us over for any other reason than that he saw 3 girls and he wanted to chat. So where are you coming from? Bay Club. And he said, so how was it? I don't know, something else. Then he said, and I was like, what do you want? So he goes, license and registration. I said, for what? He goes, you just went through the red light. I said, I totally didn't go through the red light. I was sitting there. I said, I saw you before you saw me. I didn't go through the red light. So whatever. So my girlfriend's like, just give him the license and registration. Give him whatever. So I gave him the license and registration. There was more back and forth. I'm saving you the back and forth. And then, is this part of my back? Where is this hair coming from? He said, he was giving me 2 tickets for 2 red lights. I was like, what are you talking about? First of all, I didn't go through any red lights, okay? You pulled me over because you wanted to catch a rap, and now you're annoyed because you're not getting it, so now you're giving me a ticket? So he gave me 2 tickets, and then I was so angry, and my girlfriend even tried to talk him. She's like, people like so-and-so's, so is an uncle's, cop is, so-and-so's uncle is a cop, whatever. He wasn't having it. So he gives me 2 effing red light tickets, right? 6 points. 6 points. I was so angry. So angry. So I get my license and registration back, and he goes to pull away, and I just put my hands on the horn. I'm not going to do it right now because it's going to drive my dog crazy. And I just kept my hands on the horn. You can imagine how loud that was. He makes a U-turn. Well, he didn't even get out of his car. He hadn't left yet. So then he gets out of his car, license and registration. I was like, no. Give me your license and registration. I said, no. So he took the keys out of my car and put them on top of the roof. Give me your license and registration. I said, no. So I think at this point, my friends were trying to get me to give him my license and registration. He radios. 3 cars come and surround my car. Right, so that's 4, including him. Lights on, whatever. And so, must have been his boss. So his boss is like, you called me over for this girl. This is what you called me over for? So he's like, well, she wouldn't give me her license and registration or whatever. And he's like, just give her a ticket and move on. You're wasting, the department resources. 3 tickets now I have. 9 points. 9 points. I am so effed. I fought this ticket for 2 years. 2 years I fought, not this ticket, 3 tickets. He never, ever showed up in court, right? You could ask my mother because she came up once or twice with me. I think she came the last time, actually. And, I would have to, like, take a day off of work or whatever to go to these stupid court hearings, and he wouldn't show up. So it was the last time we were there. This is when my mother came. And he didn't show up, of course. And the judge went to postpone it. And I was like, whoa. I go, do you understand how much time I'm taking? How many opportunities does he get? First of all, this is all nonsense. I said, do you understand? I never went through 1 red light. Never mind 2. How many opportunities does he get to not show up? So the judge dismissed it. And people say to me, like, oh, my husband especially, about losing my temper. But you know what? Honestly, losing my temper has gotten me out of more things than you would think. Because I think people just get that it's ridiculous what they're pulling me over for. Or, why ever. Like, I remember one time I was late for work. And what did I do? I went through the light into the wrong lane. Statute of limitations, besides the fact that the cop already, was there. So me admitting this is nothing. So I went through the light into the wrong, it was like, first of all, it was a sanitation block. No, it wasn't a sanitation block, but whatever. It was not a widely used street. So it wasn't a big deal. So anyway, the cop pulls me over and he's like, you just went through the red light. And I was like, I'm late for work. What is he going to say to that? Really? It's like, you're dealing with a lunatic. He's like, okay, you know what? Have a good day. Whatever. Another time, I'm going to launch into my stories. Another time, you know what? I'll save this one. Because I'm sure people, whatever. I'm doing this for myself. I'm going to tell the story. So now another time, I lived in the same building. I used to live on 74th and York. And so like at that light, if you made a left, you were right onto the, I was going to say the Bell Parkway. You were right on the FDR. And I was flying. And then they had like a stop point. And I was like, oh my God, I would have totally made it on time to work if it wasn't for this stupid stop point. And at that point I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. There was a point where people that never wore seatbelts, it took us a long time to wear the seatbelt. I was one of those people. I know someone right now still doesn't wear a seatbelt. I wear a seatbelt. So at that point I wasn't. And so the guy's like, why aren't you wearing a seatbelt? I was like, I never wear a seatbelt. So he was like, okay. He goes, can you please put it on now and wear it from now on? I was like, yes, fine. I lost my temper. I was frustrated. I had to get to work. He let me go. I'm not saying it works all the time. I'm not saying it works for everyone. I've got some stories. My husband wants me to write a book. And I was thinking about it. But I'm like, but none of these stories go that long and you can't connect them to anything. They're just happenings that have happened that I've shared on Facebook. I've shared many, many of my stories on Facebook. My daughter knows them. My husband knows them. I'm like, what did they just see when I leaned down to take the lace out of my shoe or untie my lace? Yeah, but so my husband, so I found a couple of books that are pretty, he was like, make them into essays. I'm like, I don't want to write essays. If I'm going to write a book, I want to write a book. But like I said, there's no way to connect these happenings. So I might write a book. So do I want to share them all on YouTube? I don't know. I need to be productive. I think it's like 10 o'clock and my husband is getting out at like 12. I think this is my longest video. Almost 10 minutes. I would not want to be watching a video longer than this. Bye.